Geek Cross. Hi, my name is Anna and I'm a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton and I am a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, what? We are back with another episode of our Getting to Know Ace series. I'm so excited.
We are at the last of their title tracks. Alright, so this is from the second half of 2020?
September 2020.
A few months ago, I guess. And it's Goblin, Favorite Boys.
The concept photos are so pretty, like the ones where they're underwater and it looks like a historical drama. Also, Dazed chose this as the best Korean song of 2020, like on their top 40 of the year. So I'm like highly anticipating this song.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dang.
This is new.
Upgrade. Oh, I love it.
Turn me up so they can hear this. Louder. Your favorite boys are back. Okay, something like this. Welcome to the jungle. Let's go.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
I love the mix of modern and traditional. I love it.
Oh.
One of the butterfly is the album. Like it's the... Wow. Okay, so yep, that's about all I can say. I'm speechless. No. So the dance. Let's talk about the dance. So it's really interesting because the album is like the butterfly fantasy, and I know that it's about creating this like kind of fantasy world, and it's like this mashup of traditional and modern and all of this stuff. And the dance has elements of that remind me of like creating a fantasy world, especially the beginning, which makes sense because it's like they're inviting you into this world. Because like you can see in the music video, Byung-gon comes out and he like raises the arms of some of the dancers as others are reaching over, and then he breaks it open and they all kind of spill out, so it's like he's opening the gates of this fantasy world. And then especially the beginning of the dance, when they're all doing their individual parts, I think it's Byung-gon, Chan, and through Dong-hoon's part, it has this effect where the dancers are in lines and the ace members are in line with them, but then they kind of like come out of the line and they're going in and out of the lines, and it feels like they're in this field or like moving through this world. It's a really cool effect. So I thought that was a really interesting way to start. On the same sort of like idea vein about the whole like butterfly fantasy, in the chorus, the dance, especially the first half of the chorus, is so reminiscent of butterfly movements. Like it's never explicitly there, but it's all of these things that imply it. So the arms, the way they're doing their shoulders, that sort of thing, even their legs, it's very much like this focus. So it's just implying this feeling of a butterfly, and I thought that was really interesting because I did know the name of the album going into it and like kind of the idea behind it because I've watched Chan and Byung-gon describe it on K-pop Daebak, but I think even without knowing that, it would have been very apparent. Like it's just very good choreography. So another thing that I thought was really interesting was the shaking thing that Byung-gon does on his hook part before the chorus, because it is this mashup of traditional Korean elements and modern elements, and then also the song is called Goblin, and I think all of that was affecting the way that I was interpreting it because I was thinking about it as like, you know how shamans, they'll like use the bells and like they'll shake things to call out spirits, to call out goblins, to call people out, and so I was like, so there's the traditional part of it, but then also in like a modern sense, he's basically calling you out and being like, come listen to us, like come watch us, that sort of thing. And I thought that was really interesting, especially the second time they do it, right before the second chorus, because in this, right before the second chorus, they all stop and they look at him and then they like lean closer as he shakes it, so it's like he's drawing them in. So that was really cool. And I just love that blending of traditional elements and modern elements. Like it's so beautiful. And like the dance too, I can't really talk about like any traditional elements that they put in the dance because I am by no means any sort of expert or even knowledgeable about traditional Korean dancing. But like the ending of it, for instance, when the dancers actually put sleeves on over their hands, so they have like extended ribbon, it reminded me of like traditional Korean dance performances that I had seen. And so I was like, oh, they're incorporating it into the dance too. Like that's so beautiful. Like really, I'm having so much trouble talking about this because it left me speechless. Like it literally left me speechless. So it's just wonderful. Like definitely lived up to the hype. I'm still, wow. Okay, Anna's turn.
I feel the same way as Peyton. I mean, like, the first thing that I wrote was, like, sorry, I don't think I said a single word while we were watching that music video once it actually started, like, after the intro part, or, like, after the company logo part, to be honest. Yeah, like, it's not an emotional song by any means. It's, like, hard and intense, but I don't know, I, like, felt my eyes watering for some reason.
It's beautiful.
But we'll go into that whole thing later. That's probably turned into like a lot of like, I don't know what it is. But yeah, I was just in shock and in awe. Also because of the styling and like the concept, because I thought I knew what to expect with that because I had like seen individual shots just from looking up their profile so much. But I hadn't seen like the concept pictures that Peyton had seen. But anyways, to talk about the music now. Maybe it had been affected by like me knowing that the song is called Dokkaebi Goblin, but I don't think so, is that in the background instrumental there are a lot of like layers that feel kind of like creepy but still playful, if that makes sense. Also just there are so many layers in the song and they're all very rhythmic, but like all the rhythms work together very well, like different lines, but they're still working together very well. So like one thing is there's a lot of electric guitar in this song, but there's like a deep line, I don't know if it's electric or bass, that's playing during the verse, especially like the second half of the first verse. It's very like funky, but paired with like those oohs that you hear in the background, that are higher pitched. The oohs sound like the spirits or something. So paired with that, the bass or guitar, whatever it is, starts feeling a little creepier too. Like it's still playful with like the rhythm, but it starts feeling a little more like ooh. It's like the creepy but fun of like, I don't know, Halloween Town. And there are like a lot of little details that have that feeling. Like, I don't know if it's after Chan singing or after they show his face, there's like a little scream that happens in the background. You know the one that I'm talking about?
Are you sure it wasn't just me?
Wait, actually no, before we move on, I forgot to say like the very first thing that I thought of when I heard the song. The intro, Pyeongwon's part at the beginning where he's just like speaking, there's something that happens in it. I think it's the whistling. That made me think of Undercover. It sounds like the whistling in Undercover at the beginning. But anyways, now moving on. The chorus. I know that they're like being more intense for this, but I thought it was really cute how they do like the nawarawara as like the main hook line for the chorus or whatever. Because for people who may not know, like Dokkaebi, goblin, in Korean, like the like song line phrase that goes along with Dokkaebi is like kum nawarawara, and then the tuktak is something as well. And like they use that as the main lines for the chorus, so I thought that was really like cute, clever. Another thing that's interesting about the song is the pre-choruses, because usually in like a more intense song, when the pre-chorus starts, they'll like pull back and then slowly build back up again before doing like a silence chorus drop. But instead this one was sort of the opposite. Like it transitions into the pre-chorus at like the same intensity level, and then the second half of the pre-chorus pulls back a little bit more before going into the chorus. So I also thought that that was really interesting. And just like, honestly, all the transitions between different sections of the song were really interesting. Finally talking about the bridge. God, the bridge is so beautiful. I mean, like, they're literally talking about like 갈망, like yearning in the lyrics, and like you hear that emotion in their singing as well. And also just like the music video style changes too. Like, I hadn't seen the concept pictures, so I didn't know that that was gonna happen. This is my main point about vocals for this song is, yes, they do have really intense moments of singing, like high notes and all that happening, but for emotions, they're singing with a lot of breath, and also it's like quieter, right? And I think a lot of people have a misconception about singing more quietly doesn't mean that you just like sing softly, like put in less breath, put in less energy. If anything, it's more difficult to sing at a lower dynamic level because you need to get out that same like intensity level, so it requires more breath and more energy. And they do it so well. Oh, and then the last thing that I was gonna say for the bridge too, though, was like the strings that they bring in during that section are also beautiful. I don't remember the name of the instrument, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the traditional Korean ones. Because it doesn't have the same sound as like cello or bass, it's different. This is really beautiful.
Keep it together a little longer, it's your turn to TLDR.
Okay, Peyton told me I need to keep it together, so TLDR for this is, we finally have reacted to the last of Ace's currently released title tracks. Yeah, we had been highly anticipating this one. Even with the high expectations we had, I feel like it definitely surpassed even that. I don't know what else to say.
So that being said, if you enjoyed this reaction video, and if you also love Ace, and especially this title track, Goblin Favorite Boys Dokkaebi, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and bye!